So how many bottles do you produce of this special edition?
3,906 bottles and 331 Magnums.
Oh, so it's, you basically drink it by yourself.
Almost,
with your
between
family.
our friends.
Yeah.
Italian Wine Travel with Stevie Kim.
Hello, welcome to the Italian Wine Podcast on the road edition. My name is Stevie Kim. Welcome back. And today we are at this magnificent villa. It's called Villa Crespi. It's my first time here. And there is a special event, which is this bottle you see right here. It's called the
Giulio Ferrari Collezione 2004.
And this gentleman to my left, his name is Matteo Lunelli. I got that wrong last time, remember, when I called you Matteo Bizol? Okay, so, and he's, of course, the lead. He's the, what is your official title of the company, besides being the big cheese?
No, I'm the president and CEO of Ferrari Trento Winery.
So why don't you tell us, what are we doing here today exactly?
Today we are honored to present this new vintage of Giulio Ferrari Collezione. It is the fourth vintage of this unique label. And Giulio Ferrari Collezione is a wine that we only produce in the perfect vintages. So we started with 95, then 97, 2001, and now we have 2004. So
this is the fourth time?
It's the fourth time. And,
but when did you start doing Giulio Ferrari?
No, Giulio
the
Ferrari,
first vintage.
The first vintage was 72, and that was actually really pioneering at that time because it was the first Italian sparkling wine presented to the market with a very long aging on the lees. So at that time, the Giulio Ferrari Riserva del Fondatore was created by Matteo Lunelli, my uncle, and it was presented after 7 years of aging on the lees. So nowadays, the Giulio Ferrari has 10 years of aging. This wine actually ages 18 years, so 216 months in the darkness and silence of our cellar. So it's a very long aging on the lees, and that's why we say that this wine wants to win the challenge of time. So meaning that time should give a complexity to this wine because this wine continuously evolves in touch with the lees. But at the same time, winning the challenge of time means that it keeps elegance, freshness and finesse. So this is what we think is also the result of our terroir and the mountain viticulture of Trentino.
So how many bottles do you produce of this special edition?
It's a very, very limited edition. So these are all numbered bottles, 3,906 bottles and 331 Magnums. So it's a very limited edition.
So you basically drink it by yourself.
Almost,
with your
between
family.
our friends.
Yeah. So you're the big boss, right? The big cheese of the Ferrari family. So just give me the number so I can contextualize how limited this is. Like the entire production, how many labels, and then how many bottles of Giulio Ferrari do you produce every year, every vintage?
Yeah, no, we are the leading producer of Metodo Classico in Italy. And by the way, we are.
What is it? Give it to me in
7
numbers.
million bottles.
Yeah, that's
the record sales of 2022. I have to say that we reached that size, growing year over year without compromising the quality, and it has because we have 21 years of history. And by the way, this is really the last step of a challenge that started when Giulio Ferrari. The first long aging of Ferrari happened by chance almost during the Second World War.
Oh, okay, it was an accident.
Yeah, because Giulio Ferrari basically during the war closed the winery, which was at that time in the city of Trento, in the very center of Trento. So Giulio Ferrari built a wall at the entrance of the winery, and the winery was closed for some years. And when he came at the end of the war, when he reopened the winery, he found all these different vintages, and he came out with these longer aged Ferraris. And he realized that the wine was still in great shape, and actually that the long aging was actually really
and taste
beneficial.
wasn't too bad.
Its taste was excellent.
So let's just, can you tell me a little bit about Villa Crespi? It's my first time actually. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful and unique. Actually, we have chosen not only Villa Crespi, but first of all, we have chosen Antonino Cannavacciuolo.
Cannavacciuolo. That's a tough one, especially for the Americans.
Not an easy one, but he's a great chef.
He's like the master chef, right?
Absolutely. No, he's very famous in Italy for that. But he's also famous as an amazing chef. Here it's a 3-star Michelin restaurant.
Okay.
So really recognized as one of the excellent restaurants in Italy. And we started a tradition that each vintage is presented pairing the wine with the creation of a great chef. It is a tradition and continues with Antonino Cannavacciuolo, and we asked him to create a special dish to pair it with our Giulio Ferrari Collezione. We want to underline that a great Trento DOC and a great bottle fermented sparkling wine is an ideal wine to be paired with food. You know, historically, sparkling wine is considered as a celebratory wine.
Right.
While you know, we strongly believe that the best way to have it at lunch or dinner, and obviously especially when it's paired with great food like today. And you know, even if, as you mentioned, we are a large winery, still, you know, what we do is done with passion. And when you have passion, you are willing to also to do a lot of small things, which are the creation of the talent and of our team. You know, as you mentioned, I'm honored to be the president of the winery, but this is the result of the work of a lot of men and women in the vineyard and in the winery. And we always emphasize the idea that excellence is not an act but an habit, and this was Aristotle and not myself who said that. Meaning that you know, excellence is not just the result of a single idea or something of one thing, but the result of a lot of steps done with care and attention, especially in wine. You know, to create an excellent wine, you really need to put care, attention in each step in the vineyard, all over the year, and in the winery. You know, nowadays, in these days, we're actually in the middle of the harvest, so it is. This is particularly important for us to mention all the people that works for that, and we have now, you know, while we are talking, our team is really putting all his passion and effort to manage this harvest, which probably in this process is the most important and the most delicate part.
No, listen, by the way, speaking of, you know, the team, can you just, for our audience who are less familiar, can you give me the skinny of the family organization?
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, we are proud to be a family business and a family winery, because I think the family has always been the culture carrier. So our main goal is really to safeguard the values that have made our success in the past. The family is pretty wide. We are now at the 4th generation, actually, because our sons are at the 4th generation, but they're not working with us.
Not yet.
So at the moment is the 3rd generation who is working in the winery. We are 4 cousins which are active in the winery, and then we have other cousins which are shareholder with us. What I want to underline is that anyway, for us, we attracted a lot of talents, and we can do what we do thanks to all these people that work with us, you know, men and women, and we continuously look for new talent that help us to continue the story of Ferrari Trento and to grow Gruppo Lunelli. So nowadays, you know, myself, Marcello, Camilla, and Alessandro, we are all passionate about what we do, and we work in the winery. But you know, we have an amazing team, from the general manager to the CFO to the chef de cave, the commercial director for Italy and outside of Italy. These roles are made by managers which are not part of the family. So we are fully convinced that the future of Ferrari will be brought forward by talented people that share with us these values and this passion.
Let's just do a chin-chin. Okay.
Salute.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And
Cheers.
that's a wrap, because he's really got to go. And chin-chin with Italian wine people, with Matteo Lunelli. And let's go have that wonderful food from Mr.
Cannavacciuolo.
Cannavacciuolo. There you go. Alla prossima.
Tonino.
Ciao ragazzi.
Salute.
Bye-bye.